If you ever worry that your LDL is too high, stay with me because today we're talking about something almost nobody warns you about when LDL gets too low. And yes, that's a real problem. My own brother had an LDL of 29. 29. The cardiologist said nothing, but when he mentioned it to his primary care doctor, because I told him to bring it up, the GP immediately adjusted his statin dose to every other day because LDL that low can actually harm your health. Let me tell you why. We've been taught for decades to think of LDL as the bad cholesterol, but that's a cartoon version of human biology. LDL actually has multiple essential jobs, and you need enough of it to stay healthy and resilient. Surprises people. LDL just doesn't carry cholesterol. It also binds and neutralizes something called LPS. What's LPS? It stands for lipopolysaccharide, but here's the simple version. LPS is a toxin that comes from certain gut bacteria, and when your gut bacteria gets leaky, which happens with processed food, seed oils, alcohol, high carb diets, and stress, LPL slip through the bloodstream. Your immune system sees it as a red alert because LPS triggers massive inflammation. They bind with LPS, they neutralize it, and they prevent a big inflammatory cascade. So when LDL is too low, your body loses some of its protection. That's why extremely low LDL is linked to higher rates of infection and sepsis. Your immune system doesn't have enough taxis to go pick up the toxins. Every sex hormone and every adrenal hormone begins with cholesterol. Too low LDL equals too low raw materials. People may experience fatigue, mood changes, low libido, and hormonal imbalance. Your brain is the most cholesterol-dense organ in the body. Extremely low LDL correlates with depression, anxiety, cognitive decline, and increased risk for hemorrhagic stroke. Vitamin D, cell membrane repair, and overall tissue healing depends on cholesterol transport. So how low is too low? That's what we're really getting to here. Most lipid research gets uncomfortable when LDL drops below 40 milligrams per deciliter. Below 50 is borderline. Below 70 can create issues for many people on statins. But once LDL drops under 40, symptoms can include more inflammation, more infections, low vitamin D, hormone imbalance, neurological issues, muscle aches, mood changes. Now here's the longevity piece that no one talks about. The longest lived populations in the world, the blue zones, do not have extremely low LDL. Their LDL sits between 90 and 130 milligrams per deciliter range. Not sky high, but not dangerously low. Normal. And some are even a little bit higher, to be honest with you. Their advantage isn't low LDL. It's low inflammation, low insulin, strong community, sunlight, movement, and nutrient-dense whole foods. And that brings us to the real danger pattern with LDL. LDL becomes harmful when you also have low HDL, high triglycerides, high blood sugar, and high insulin. This metabolic storm, called atherogenic dyslipidemia, is driven by insulin resistance, not by eating eggs or steak. A beautiful longevity supporting lipid panel is high HDL, low triglycerides, low insulin, low inflammation, even if LDL is moderately elevated. But LDL in the 20s and 30s, that's when the body loses essential tools for immune defense, hormone balance, brain health, and cellular repair. LDL isn't the villain. LDL is a vital part of the system that keeps you alive, and the goal isn't as low as possible. It's supporting the right balance, especially if you care about longevity. and I want to say health span as well. So if you want a full-on video breaking down LDL, HDL, triglycerides, ApoB, and how to actually read your labs through a metabolic lens, just let me know. I'd be happy to build it. I'll see you tomorrow.